It's a new day, more or less, as it begins for the strangers released from violet prison cells in the exasperated world of the godling creature known as Nomenclature, or Cole, as the title has so appropriately stuck to his skin, as the charred husk as it looks like. A quick sortie following a lead on the purveyor of said purple soul gems results in both answers, as well as a wonderful discovery for Avery, the strange artisan of feats near magical. Eontavos, Ptolemy, Helene, Zen, Nahum, Avery, and Pem must still reflect on the revelation that they've been out of sync with their homes. Years spent in stasis, trapped, cut off from friends, family, duty. Still, a new vessel, potentially capable of fording the spaces between worlds, promises some hope in investigating how to undo the damage done. Of course, as long as their benefactor finds such ventures convenient to his own devices. Whatever shall they do? And I will activate the scene. You are at the bottom center of the map. Avery's curious skyship thrums and shivers as the winds of the astral sea twist and batter timbers. Although, at points it seems that these winds turned into dust storms and wildly whipping gusts of wind that batter back and forth, and then all of a sudden they dissipate, and it's the clear astral skies. Then, the journey is short, thankfully. The bazaar is seemingly easy enough to put behind yourselves. All goes dark for a moment before the ship emerges into reality, finding a wonderful little pier with the familiar sight of small comfort and the anchor of the gallery quietly shining in the distance. As you all brace yourselves briefly as the skyship floats in midair and then thuds or crashes onto the water below. And the game is now paused. So, adventurers nondescript, what shall you do?
Wait, was somebody controlling my character the last time someone played? Or last time we played?
Treg took the liberty of, with my permission, to level your character up.
I didn't level him up, but
Oh, you didn't?
I think you controlled him. You were fighting in the last battle.
Oh, that's right. Yes, he did his best to non-lethally subdue things that eat metal.
Yes. No, I was part of that.
Are things moved around or something?
I don't know. I just remember I was in that fight. I was actively controlling. I might have had to leave early or something, but I remember at least doing part of that fight.
Yeah, you were there.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Home sweet home.
Eontavos will turn and face our guests on the ship. The charred dryad, her weird and nice roll, and the tree.
Daughter of Root, we have arrived. This here is the land of our great lord, the one we know as Cole.
She looks around and goes to the edge, one of the edges of the ship, and looks out. This is a small land. There's so much water, but it's spilling over into nothingness. And as everyone is able to look around, and it's the same little tile, brick and tile courtyard as you had left, except now there appears to be more water. It's slightly extended as it is right now, though beyond a certain point that the light is not able to reach, it sounds like a waterfall, a thunderous, crashing fall. There's no stars, sadly.
Yes,
Sounds of peace.
this here is the home of our great lord. I'm sure he would be eager to meet with you. He is seeking those who would serve him well and improve the lands he has here. You and your tree here, I think, would fit in quite nicely. Though, I do find myself at a disadvantage. I don't believe I've been given your name. I, of course, am Eontavos. How shall I know you, dear daughter of Root?
My name is Mishir, and this elemental is my friend, and the person that used to own us called him Steamweld, because, well, of obvious reasons, he's very hot and also fiery, and my tree, and she points over up at the very large treant-looking individual that is tied to her. His name is Cinder. Cinder? No, don't you! And everyone sees as the giant tree just moves backwards and just falls off of the ship.
Haha! Seems your tree is taking a liking to our new surroundings. Fear not, it is quite safe.
As there's a very large amount of dust and specks and sand and other various substances that normally would be washed off in a good rain, but out in the desert reality bubble, as it were, that you would rescue the ship from. This is probably the first bath it's had in a long time. And out in the distance, towards the crystal, there is an exasperated yell, and various Sylvan curses in this language of Sylvan, that is, are emanating from the plaza, as there is a certain familiar face rushing towards the dock, or pier.
Eontavos knows what she's saying.
So would Helene, weirdly enough.
Mashir, please, come. Meet another companion of mine. She is from my world, Exeterra. Auralia, please, come join. We have another guest for us.
And as Aurelia is approaching, what is everyone else doing?
Rolling initiative.
Maggie?
Just observing so far. Just
Yeah.
observing.
I would
Going
say
on the
I'll
ship
go
and
for
making
rolling.
sure there's no leaks.
Would you like to do me an Arcana or investigation?
Sure. It's a fucking ice ship. Airship. Who the fuck put in the water? Air, not sea.
There's a lot of flying things that also land in the water.
This thing is made of junk. It
That seems like a you problem.
is. That's why I'm checking the ship.
It's an us problem.
Investigation, right?
Or Arcana. What you choose to influences how you go about things.
Probably investigation. I both are exactly the same, so
Oh, okay. Yeah. Uh, there's in your homeland, you have a distinct understanding that, yeah, if you're going to be making an extended stay of this particular harbor, you're going to need to find stuff to plug a bunch of holes that otherwise would not need to be worried about. However, you do also find something else interesting.
What else do I find interesting?
A black box.
A box that is black.
Well, more of the fact that it's it's something that you and your partner had installed as a little recording device.
Well, for now, that can stay there. I need to get the ship from sinking.
Okay.
That's not going anywhere. Unless the ship moves.
Gurgle, gurgle.
Yeah, so he's just gonna start, wandering off at a fast pace towards the building, just finding scrap. That's what he's off to.
Pem's gonna follow along.
Okay, I'll say that you guys get. Okay, stop it. Concurrent timing and stuff. You guys get about here, and the nice looking succubus
buddy.
lady, who is totally just another working class individual, the cosmos, like you, is about to intercept you. But anybody else? We got Helene, Zen, Ptolemy.
Ptolemy's just looking around for coal and trying to stave off being airsick, seasick, whatever you want to call it.
There's a gentle rocking, also a little bit. You can, if you're looking at the crystal, it seems to be going down, 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 ever so slightly as you're staring at it. Mainly because the boat is kind of taking on a little bit more ballast than it should. Not to a lethal degree, but anyways. Helene, Zen?
Just observing the Fey fuckfest happening.
The fake fuckfest.
He's not wrong.
They can make use of that tree in creative and horrifying ways.
Oh God, no.
Sturdy bows come in handy in certain situations.
Oh dear.
Oh boy.
Zen is supplying alcohol to both the parties at hand and the parties watching for different reasons. Come, drink this. It'll make this less disturbing.
Nahum's gonna take a swig.
What do you think? This is my latest brew.
Roll me a con save.
Hell yeah.
First roll of the
Use
night.
Wormwood and
Perfect.
arsenic.
Oh no.
Is it not? Okay, maybe let me refresh. Yeah, maybe track that was part of the issue. It was a ghost me there.
I think so.
Yeah. Then I roll a con save.
Ooh.
Ooh, spooky. Let's see if it gives me a ghost of a chance of actually
There
succeeding
you
in this.
Ghost of a chance.
Ghost of a chance.
No.
All right, come on. That's almost there. Okay, yes. Con save. Let's go. That's a 10.
You swore you heard Zen say something as you took a swig, but your eyes start to unfocus, and there's this slight little bit of tinnitus that you thought had gone away a couple years back that has now decided to resurface, and you just nod along. Do you take another sip?
Yes, you do.
All
This
in.
is not service related, so I won't be getting any compensation for it. Just staring out, just thinking, what the hell did I get myself into?
Son of Iron, I
guess-
will take a swig of that.
Okay.
You'll hand a half-drinking bottle over to Eontavos. Not even saying a word. Just in a brotherly fashion of, take this.
Zen has been incorporating certain interplanar elements into his brews. This one tastes distinctly like sulfur, but not in an unpleasant way.
Can't say Eontavos if you're taking a drink.
Mm-hmm.
You better get a higher result than me.
We'll see. Is this a magical effect?
No.
Well, some
Fine.
have described my brews as magic.
Oh! That's marginally better.
Not a great roll. Good way to start.
I'm
Oh.
putting all of my coworkers out of commission.
Mm.
That were not said in character.
That is quite hardy, Son of Iron. It is a good
begun
brew.
Incorporating elements from the different planes into the fermentation process. This was done with a hint of brimstone.
Hmm. Well, I can sense its fire. Come,
Cutting through
Monsieur,
the
you might
din.
enjoy this.
Cutting through the din as you take that swig, Eontavos, you think you're fine. And perhaps the drink is a little bit strong for whatever creature this metal man has. You haven't quite experienced the rest of his brewery skills, but there's a little slight tingle in the fingers. And as Aurelia's voice cuts through the din, Eontavos, what the hell is this giant tree? It's polluting the water. And then you're looking at her and you hear this voice, this particular pitch and tone, and you know there's something wrong. But she looks absolutely stunning in the way that she is romping down the boulevard towards you right now.
It's Baywatch.
Oh my god.
She has a healthier color to her person as well, even in this short amount of time that you two have been apart.
Yep. He hops down from the ship and in 2 steps closes the distance and swoops her up.
What is that? What is that? Ah!
My dear, it's all right.
And he'll dip her into a very deep, passionate kiss.
Oh, jeez.
And then he
She starts to close her eyes to accept the kiss, but then she looks out of the corner.
Only just
Her detection notification goes off, and she sees over the edge of the skyship, which is now the deck is about to touch top of this tall pier. She sees a female silhouette, and she pushes away to just get enough space to say, "Who was that?"
My sweet Aurelia, this is another of our kind. I know not if she comes from Aexiaterra as we do, but she is of our people, and she needs a home. She was starving in a parched desert. She and her tree, of course. And I
She looks
offered
over
her
at the
sanctuary
spring tree.
here.
And her features soften, and she looks over the tree that is doing It's best approximation of a backstroke, but it's a tree trunk with broken limbs, and this is floating, enjoying the water, turning it black and brown and all these other various colors that are instead of the pristine, clear blue that she had been painstakingly creating. Then she looks up, over to Bashir and Steamweld. Elemental, for his credit, puts up a hand, quote unquote, and then does a microwave back and forth. Well, if you invited them, I guess they shouldn't be too bad, I guess.
Aurelia, tell me. You are not worried with my being gone, of course. You knew I would return.
Of course I know.
There's little
Still.
that can keep me away from... Takes a big sniff.
Was it a sexy sniff?
It was. Well, you know. Come, greet our friend. Monsieur, please. This here is Aurelia. She is one of the keepers of this fine pool, this watery paradise, as it were.
And Bashir timidly hops off the boat and approaches from behind, hands folded in front of her, and just a slight bow forward in deference. Aurelia regards her with just an eye twitches slightly, and then you smell of potent drink. Eontavos, you should get more, and then we can all get to know each other a little bit better.
I agree. Zen, son of iron, bring the drink.
His ears prick up. He can sense when he is needed. He floats over.
Our host wishes to celebrate.
Too far. I produce several jugs for my person. You don't know where they're being stored. It's a bag of holding. I'm pulling them out of a bag of holding.
All right. As Zen is about to start doling out drinks, Avery, did you say something as you found out about the problem?
No, I kind of just that kind of just went to start cannibalizing the building.
So as you and Pem and apparently Ptolemy as well are following after, Adira, the Mamazon associate, was trying to hurry down the steps and sees everyone coming in. Oh, welcome back, everyone. What seems to be the rush? What's wrong? Is something about to explode?
I'm literally getting a phone call.
Only the mood of this party.
Mayhaps. I saw this guy doing some fixer-uppers on that ship over there. And he seemed pretty panicked about something. Because he took off running this way.
Oh, it's I don't know anything about supplies or requisitions like that. I could try ordering some, but that could take a couple of minutes. What exactly is the problem?
We get discount on like just bulk scrap. Because I mean that thing doesn't look worth getting good metal for it. Probably just get slag and he could probably work with it.
She leans over and looks at the ship, and even from this distance, she makes a "ooh." something loud creaks and groans at that moment as well. Nahum, you feel a little bit off kilter as the boat is starting to lean off to the one side.
Get off the boat. Get off the boat.
Yeah, so I'll get a discount if it's just like slag.
Unfortunately, among the various services that Amazon provides, reclaiming used vehicles is not one of them at this time. But I do believe that the master of this domain, did say that key ring? She points over at the gigantic mimic. Everyone's favorite mimic. Keyring might have various little supplies you might be able to use.
What?
You can ask. It's mildly intelligent.
You got this, buddy. Pats Avery on the shoulder.
I would recommend using a 10-foot pole just to be safe. I've never personally actually interacted with one of these Amazon Prime storage creatures. The intelligent wardrobe, eyes prickle up and down its sides, denoting it as an actual flesh and blood creature, and you look, all of them fix on Avery.
Do you have any scrap metal?
Crap.
No, scrap, not crap.
Mm, is it working?
Can you give it to me?
Perhaps it requires payment of blood.
Percent stone.
What?
Stone.
Stone.
Stone?
Does it need stone?
Sounds like it wants stone.
Each of the eyes roll, and then its mouth opens up slightly, as if it's the wardrobe, the arms of the armor, and then a long purple tongue comes out. And then, where is your inker bracelet?
Inker
The what did I call it? The gallery keystone.
Gallery's keystone. Like,
Yeah.
what would it be?
Some people had made it a bracelet, others a necklace. Or where did you put yours onto your person?
Probably attached to my wrist device.
Its long tongue goes out and tries to search around for said keystone around your wrist.
I feel like I shouldn't be watching this. I'm going to turn away.
I don't know if I want to give it a stone.
Touch it!
I touch the stone to the side of the cardboard box.
Okay, and you do so, and there's almost a slight little ding inside, and then shuffling, gurgling, hurtling. The mimic rocks back and forth, and you get the impression that it's about to throw up in a 10-foot cone in front of it.
For acid damage.
Do you move backwards or out of the way?
Yeah, move off to the side.
What's going on? I hear a lot of gurgling noises.
Pem, make
What
me a
to
dex
move?
save.
Actually, can I not since I'm not even looking? I'd looked away.
Disadvantage then.
Dex save. Yeah, I'll take it.
Double 7.
Wow.
Lucky number 7.
I think this is like the fourth 7 that's been rolled tonight.
Yeah, I think we've only rolled 7s.
It's all
Avery
7s
rolled a
all the way down
14.
from here.
Hey,
Which
what's
is a
going
multiple
on?
of 7.
Mhm.
Avery, you see, as you sidestep, there are various pieces of scrap and of metal and stone and wood and things that make your brain's cogs begin to turn of how to affix them to your skyship. Of course, all of these are being belched out of whatever kind of portable hole is within Keyring. As Pem, you are assaulted by all of this detritus, and you are buried underneath about 10 square feet of materials. Ptolemy, this is all transpiring in front of you.
Ptolemy just looks at that, looks at the events behind him, sighs, and proceeds to just gingerly sidestep the retching box and the cavorting couple behind, and proceeds to ignore all of that while kind of looking around, looking for coal, looking at kind of what's changed, taking kind of a new drawing in his notebook.
I believe my brew has had an unintended side effect.
Uh,
Allow me to assist.
There's just like a single arm sticking out of the pile. It's doing a thumbs up.
I'm gonna help Lillian out of the debris pile.
okay, it's easy enough to excavate him.
Careful, careful. There's a bunch of sharp ones right above me. They're being held together by something in this pile.
I'm gonna flex a bit.
A 17.
Hey, 11 in
Still
there.
7.
Then just flexes. Doesn't accomplish much, but man, he flexed.
I've been flexing through my actions.
I know.
Very easily move the debris out of the way.
You see Pem is held down by a very small piece of metal.
I lift the piece
In a
of metal with
very
2 fingers.
uncomfortable angle.
You saved my life, machine.
You
That's
would
it.
not be the first, and you will not be the last.
Huh. I'm getting away from this thing now.
Have a wonderful evening.
Pem looks to the sky. Is it evening? Or is it just a starless, like, sky?
Yo, he might have an eternal clock.
I do. And I have excellent.
Thank God
Auditory
nobody
sensor.
has keen mind. Okay. So, seeing the various breakout groups happening, and Adira sighs happily as things are not blowing up or otherwise having confrontations, it seems like. Helene, is there something you also like to do, or
I'm just stepping over this person. Sorry.
Okay.
No, I think that Helene would just be like, if anybody were to be looking in Helene's direction right now, you would see that she is looking pretty distracted. I think that she would just be like, she would step off of the ship and just kind of like start meandering off nowhere in particular. She just picks a direction and starts walking. Probably, I'll say like toward the direction of the sound of the waterfall. Just takes off to be alone for a while.
She walks off the edge of the earth and is never heard from again.
The earth
Roll.
is flat.
4d6 and no. Right. Well, and Avery, you see enough here to do the patchwork necessary to future-proof the water viability of the craft. It'll just take some time. And Jira claps her hands. Right. Nomenclature, the holder of the Amazon Prime account, as well as master of this place, has deigned to allow me to inform you that he has managed to actually recreate or reobtain something that would be helpful for all of us mere mortals. Accommodations, a house of sorts, and if everyone is able to walk of their own accord, if you could follow me to the Keystone, and he showed me how to access it. I know that sleeping or resting on these stone fixtures is uncomfortable. So, if you please. And she walks over towards the Keystone.
I can walk of my own accord, but I prefer to walk of my own civic.
I drop guidance and walk away.
Zen is from the actual postmodern world. He can make these jokes and no one else will get them.
So how
He
much
chuckled
psychic
to
damage do
himself
we take
with
from that?
scene.
Maybe I should cast silence.
Nobody understands that this is actually a groan-inducing joke. Nobody has gotten it in any sense.
How do I drop
Indeed.
guidance? I just...
So go. Do you know the token bar up at the top that you can has all the drop down stuff?
Yeah, do I right click on concentrating?
Yep. Go right click on concentrating.
Okay. Thank you.
Oops. Why do all these have cameras on them?
Because I'm tracking them. For
No,
the camera.
for the NPC or the...
Yes.
Anyways. So, assumedly, is everyone following Adira to the crystal? Or the
Yes.
anchor?
I'll be okay for a second.
Okay. She gets decently close to it, and the mystical device, this gigantic crystal that apparently keeps this entire place together, rotates and gives off that nice, wonderful shine. And she looks behind, holds up a hand, and then faces it towards the anchor and says, "All right, everyone, it's a simple matter of thinking the command, and you look at the anchor and think or say rest.
Hmm.
That's the command."
Hold, duplicitous fiend. How do we know you speak for the great lord? Why is he not come himself?
He's away, attempting to track down the rest of the gallery.
I know your loyalties still lie with that vulpine and demon from the hells. How can we
Miss-
trust your words?
Miss Mara?
I know
I
not
mean-
her name. It's not important to memorize the names of those who shall be erased.
Be that as it may, I may have been her glorified secretary, but I serve Mamazon, and in this instance, I am directly placed underneath the Lord Nomenclature. I would do nothing to try and undermine his authority, nor act without his express permission. It's literally in the contract. I can't do anything but.
Binding contracts, pacts. Language of the hells.
You do realize that civilization is built on contracts.
civilization destroys that which is nature, which is raw, which is the world as we know it. I place no trust in civilization.
She looks over to the gathered assemblage of other mortals with a pained expression.
I'm willing to believe her. Where I'm from, contracts are bound in blood, and the price for breaking a contract is usually your life. I'm willing to believe her if that's her contract stipulates. Nature or not, it's the world we live in.
And besides, without rules, how else would we govern ourselves? You don't partake in all your urges all the time, do you, Eontavos?
Wow.
I know not what you speak, Silent Guardian, but I am a creature of nature. But I do uphold the, I guess you call them, morals. The tenets of those who I serve, Talisid and his 5 companions, the great garden elves. But I suppose I understand your point. If this one here has agreed to some contract, as you say, then I suppose she must honor it, and if she does not, well, I look forward to spilling her blood.
Rest assured, no blood spilling will be necessary. Other bad things will happen to be, no doubt, before such is necessary. Anyways,
Well,
please follow
be
after
sure to make
me.
quarters for our new guests. They will need somewhere moist. They are need of water, as in this place.
Yes, such considerations were taken into mind, and I was actually the one to recommend as such, as the Great Lord, as you so name him, as not very well versed in the needs of mortal creatures that have lived for far significantly less time than he. Now, if you would please just follow after me, and all you have to think is rest. And she puts her hand up, closes her eyes, she focuses. For those that are magically inclined and can sense such things, there's a sound you can associate with a doorknob turning, and then a faint flash of light, and she disappears. And then the little wisp of light goes into the anchor.
And plays a tune.
Okay.
Think of rest. Fine. Come, my
Isn't being
companions.
too hard.
Let us partake of this rest. We have certainly earned it.
Assumedly, does everyone do so?
Sure,
Andros
let's
does.
take a rest.
Yeah, rest would be nice.
Okay. 1 second while I get things set up for the map. That was... Okay, I am bringing us to... You were in the bottom center again. And the scene that you are met with is small, It seems that it has the same aspect as the gallery plaza in that if you look too far, there's an inky darkness, perhaps the same kind of and the edge of the world stops here and you will fall type of sensation. Like just the little island lifted out of somewhere and then is now placed like a tile on a board game. However, the scene you were greeted with is a gently rushing brook cutting through a glade, a meadow, and a quaint little house. There's a smoke, a couple wisps of smoke coming off of the center, and foretelling, hopefully, on the comforts of a warm fire, maybe even beds. Something, anything other than just plain stone. And here we have it. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 11. Oh my, there's a lot of people, and there are not enough beds for everyone. And Aurelia pipes up. Oh, don't worry. I don't very much like dead wood to sleep within myself.
I echo the sentiment. Oh, my companions, perhaps, will be more comfortable in this place.
And you are free to move about.
Kind of peek in the window. What? Oh no, that's just a blazer. Never mind.
I'm gonna open the door.
It explodes.
Something somewhere happens.
Get
There
out
is
of
a
me!
purple medallion on the table with it.
I
Anyways,
can't see anything. I've gone blind.
Your door, mine.
Because you're inside of me right now.
why are there two? That's weird.
What?
Well,
I
Oh.
can't see anything.
why can't you see anything? There should be a global illumination, unless I forgot to. No?
This may be a remnant of the last action that happened here.
Who's not able?
He can see just fine. Or at least
No.
Refresh.
select your token.
Ptolemy's gonna go up to the person that brought us here, just kind of like tug on her sleeve. So why did Cole do this for us? Don't we have homes?
I think that I wasn't able to quite follow all of the conversation. I managed to hurt myself facilitating the talk. The great lord had said something about trying to also find out where you are from specifically, and this was well, a place for rest.
He kind of shuffles his feet a little bit, not really content with that answer. But why?
Well, I think he said something to the effect of, this was a little piece of the gallery that he had collected, but was a copy of the original. And so it wasn't that much of a problem to...
So where did he collect it from? And
Uh,
are we in somebody else's home?
yes and no. there's no one currently inside of it. At least I don't think so. I haven't gone inside myself to look. I don't have such luxuries. I'm still waiting for my own type of arrangements, and I doubt anyone would want to be sleeping anywhere near the company of a succubus.
Just
Young-
stares blankly.
Young Ptolemy, why do you ask? Is there an answer you are seeking? I know your mind
Just
works in
Feels
intricate
weird.
ways.
Cole asked us to help him, and so far he seems like he's nice, but doesn't this feel a little too nice? Are we like pets to him or something? I have to believe we came from somewhere else. And he flips through his little journal a little bit, and kind of his face grows a bit concerned as he's flipping through it. I don't know. Maybe I'm just worried over nothing.
Well,
Ptolemy, as your hand glances along one of the around the middle, maybe middle towards beginning of the pages, roll me an Arcana check real quick.
Oh, not my spider. Yes, my spider would like to do the Arcana check because it figures it's smarter than I am. And it might actually be.
It's
It
not a
might
seven.
actually be.
Hey, look, 7 from the mods. Your fingers pass through the pages and thought you felt something that was not quite a page, but it must just be the situation getting to you.
I love having a +7 and still rolling low enough to know nothing. That sounds about right.
Well, not nothing,
Well, no.
nothing, but
No, I'm just more lamenting the low roll. But yeah, Ptolemy just... Yeah, his face kind of grows concerned again. He tries to grasp at it, but... Maybe I'm just thinking about it too much, you know?
well, young son of Coralon, what are we to the gods if not akin to pets? Their knowing and knowledge is above our kin. This is merely our task to obey, to do as they command.
And you're okay with that?
It is my place in life, yes. That is my creation, begets serving them in that sort, that form and fashion.
He looks at you with childlike pity.
Do you not find purpose in serving, well, those our betters?
If that's what you enjoy,
Eontavos, dear,
Yes, my sweet.
this is a human child, quite
Certain-
young.
Certainly not human.
Why ever would that? Would you think that?
Kind of holds out a hand.
Ptolemy's eyes just kind of narrow for a brief moment. Yeah, why would you think that?
His ears are about the length of my hand.
Son of Iron speaks true.
She turns and looks and. Oh, sorry, I guess I haven't really seen you up close. Your ears are indeed a little pointed. Perhaps elf? Half?
Grabs at his ears and little
In the
bit
profile
of
picture,
confusion goes across his features for a brief second. Oh, yes, right. Yeah, a little bit of half elf, I imagine. I don't really know for sure.
imagine the other half was Irish.
You speak in strange words, son of iron.
They are from the land of my birth.
Quite strange. Though I'm from the Hells, that I've never heard of a race called the Irish.
You're actually saying it's better than I do.
That's not quite comforting. Adira smiles confusedly.
Well,
This is an emissary of the several hells, and they've never heard of the land of Ireland. They're truest believers.
well, son of iron, from Ireland. I say we partake of your drink of choice and enjoy our rest. Those who would wish,
Hey,
we can hold a revel here in the grove. We have
Oh, not again.
Oh no.
You do not have to
that
participate.
sounds
if you wish.
like a
Well,
beautiful idea.
Thank goodness that there are doors inside of this establishment,
Can
and
we get another
those-
plane away from them? Can they have a separate plane?
Well, technically, if you
Soundproof?
go back towards the entrance and think gallery, then you will go back to, and she points over towards the place that everyone had been spat out of. If you think gallery, then that should put you back where we came from, and Adira says, and she does a curt little a curt curtsy. No, she does a curtsy, looks around to the assemblage, and says, "Right, well, and the last thing is, the great lord did say to rest, relax, and for." He also said that the sun and, well, the light and the night are tied to the great clock, whatever that is, and for those that keep time, and she does a side eye towards Eontavos. 24 hours, I believe, is the length of a day. So it gets all very confusing for multidimensional travelers. And anyways, I'm just prattling on, and I shall leave you to your respite. I will be in the gallery. Ta-ta. And she exits in the same wisp of light that everyone else had also turned into when they got here, and exits.
Yeah.
All right. So basically, for the next 24, 48 hours, does anyone want to have any particular conversations or any notes? I do have things that everyone will have. I have something for everyone, but if anyone specifically wants something to do, aside from that.
I tend to my hop garden and check in on my fermentations.
And share your drinks.
Well, that goes without saying. I need taste testers. I can't do it.
Eontavos will settle into the river or the pool here, you know, rinse off what grime and sand and blood he may still have from the battle. Yeah, just relaxing. Enjoying, you know, Zen's drinks. Hopefully, being a welcome host to Mashir and Cindertwig. And of course, Auralia is there as well.
She does her best at every point to interpose herself between you and Mashir from a distance, so your eyes don't wander.
Trying to keep her man loyal.
Jealous creatures.
He notices her. I don't think he quite clocks that she's what she's doing, but he notices her.
Ptolemy. Anything in particular you'd like to do?
If he can, he's gonna kind of try to scurry off into the house and find a room to kind of be by himself if he can. If he can find one with a mirror, particularly.
You can try and do so.
Do what?
You can definitely find a room. There are. This is supposed to be the. This area here is a living sitting room, and this is the prop that I had at the time to make a fireplace. Over in here is the kitchen and a large dining table. It seems to be seating for 6. Some basic foodstuffs like flour, water, flour. These are, of course, things that mortals eat. Yes.
I haven't heard
And-
that ringtone in so long.
In a cursory investigation, there are 7 bedrooms, each with a bed and nightstand, and then an 8th room with what appears to be a washing area, a bathtub, along with mirror, towels. Not much in the way of amenities, but it's, well, better than nothing, right?
That makes like glide through walls fight.
Yeah, the walls are kind of screwy in this map.
That's what Ptolemy's gonna do. He's going to rush off and kind of lock himself in the washroom.
Nahum. Over the next 48 hours, what you doing? Are you muted?
Oh my goodness, I muted myself. I'm a genius.
He's
He's gonna
screaming
look
at the
more-
walls for 16 minutes now.
he accidentally casted silence. He's gonna look around, just gonna see like what's in this brazier. You know, is that brazier? Or is that supposed to be food?
Fireplace.
Okay, so it's a
Hey,
fire.
audio's back.
And then this looks like a kitchen or some kind of heater over here.
Furnace or a
Furnace.
cook stove.
Yeah, he's just gonna take a look around, survey. You know, he's gonna play. It's like that's a bedroom.
If you try to go to, I should just do that.
Why is the door locked?
Oh, Jesus. Fucking Eontavos next to the dry. I'm fucking moving from that little bullshit.
I literally announced this. I don't know why people are confused or shocked.
my audio cut out for 60 seconds, and 60 seconds you start fucking.
We're not. He is relaxing in a pool, drinking booze. Amazingly, revel doesn't actually only mean banging.
Let's get it on.
Like that song.
Anything else over the next 24, 48 hours? You have any conversations, or are you just going about a daily routine?
I debate philosophy with Nahum. Fuck. Shit.
The Silent
Yeah,
Guardian.
You are
who-
drunk.
The
sir.
Silent Guardian, who he never answers to that name.
Nahum.
Just call him Nod.
Nod.
So I had to. It's been a while since we've done this, and I've been struggling to like reconcile character names with the people playing them, and so I had to look down the list to find Shred. And it's like I know what his character is and looks like, but like, I can't remember the name. And so I was just sounding it out as I went along. As I wait, no, I know how to pronounce this. Anyway, Hello there.
It was some quite stiff booze.
So, Red Hooded Man, I'd like to know, how does your ship work?
Hello there.
How does that hunk of
Yeah,
junk
look,
actually
movie.
fly? Okay, not hunk of junk, but just how does it fly? Because it doesn't
The
seem
hunk
like
of
it should.
The hunk of reliable junk, the hork. There
Yeah,
you go,
how
Fred.
does that thing actually work?
Have you noticed these signs, these signposts, the craftsmanship?
Oh no.
The craftsmanship of this ship leaves much to be desired, but the effectiveness of it is inarguable. Yeah, that's what Pam's gonna do. He's gonna ask him, how the heck does that ship actually work? Because it doesn't look like it should fly, but it does.
It violates the laws of nature.
I guess my character will start telling you if you guys want to hear it. I do have it written down.
Yes, let's fucking go. Please
Do
tell
it.
us more about this marvel of engineering.
Wait,
You can do
I do not
that
have a
in
notepad on
second.
hand.
You can do that in a second.
I'll do it over text
I'm
chat.
gonna let you finish.
Yeah, you can do it in the text chat. Okay, so I know that Helene is going off to go find a spot for herself to meditate.
Mhm.
Pem and Avery are engaging in the finer points of storm wall nautical knowledge.
I give him guidance so he can teach me better.
Ptolemy is, well, at least immediately going, as soon as we get into the resting area, is going to go and look into a mirror.
Mhm.
Eontavos is reveling at relaxed setting. Nahum and Zen are debating or discussing philosophy. All right. So,
Where
Eontavos,
do you think we
Eontavos
go
would,
when we die?
oh boy.
Eontavos would invite Mashir and or Cindertwig over to at least their pool.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
wouldn't necessarily want them to be off on their own if they didn't want to be.
And over the time that they are able to spend here outside of the desert and in a much more natural, albeit slightly artificial environment, there's color returning there and more evidence that they actually indeed are living living creatures that embody nature as opposed to their twisted and blackened forms. Mashir makes nice small talk and is confused as to Aurelia's reception. That is, at times, seems that they're about to start talking like good friends, but then Aurelia trails off and goes cold. And Mashir is just wondering, the fuck is up with this? Okay, fine. Okay. And if you want to have side conversations in the chat, please feel free. But over the next day,
No,
2
you
days, maybe
didn't.
extending into the third, Zen, at some point in this period of time, you have a brief recollection. There's broken glass, snapping timbers, fires raging, the red sheen of blood across your arms and around your fingers, the scent of copper, thick, an explosion, darkness. There are grim faces flickering in and out of your vision. Although the scent of stiff drink the herbs that go into them, the processes of making them. This peace obtained through many years of wonderful fermentation of everything that you had gone through, all things considered. And you find yourself wondering, through all this, has it remained intact?
He blinks mechanically and does a bit of a head shake motion, like trying to shake himself out of it. A strangely human maneuver.
God damn it. Mm-hmm. And then you go about your day.
Yeah.
Nahum, whether
Mhm.
in a conversation or when you're maintaining your equipment, there's a memory. She warned you not to leave. The face is familiar. Responsibility brought you two together. There's a begrudge duty on both of your possessions, but she did have concern. There was real worry crossing over her face that night. She had a much shinier emblem mirroring the tarnished badge clasped at your chest. And then you find yourself wondering, why did you step on the lightning rail that night? Did you really have to go? And what do you do with that thought?
I really hope you weren't talking to me because I was just waiting for my moment. Baja seems like he wasn't supposed to.
Thankfully, I was talking to Shred, but thank you
Okay,
for
fantastic.
sharing with the class.
Sorry, I didn't know what you're talking about. I just want to make sure.
No, go to sales, be gone. Thought.
You're braver than I am.
So, anyways, he will. Yeah, he'll just think about the thought and just dismiss it with, "It had to be done for the good of the church."
I see you too are plagued by visions.
I didn't realize that you Warforged also got visions.
It is in the name. We are forged for war. Some things do not leave the mind so easily.
It's an interesting design for tools of war to have such visions.
Of course. How can you function fully on the battlefield? That an accurate retelling of that which goes down.
Seems like a... Well, not that it matters here or now. There's already one war. We didn't need a second. Hopefully there won't be a second one when we come back.
There were 5 in my homeland. 3 involving the whole world.
You and I remember those wars very differently.
Perhaps it was a different time. Perhaps a different land.
Well, there was one that erased that nation. I can't even remember what it's called now.
Prussia?
Nox,
Looked over.
take 1 point of psychic damage.
What?
as
You won't
something-
hold the fucking phone.
Yeah, no. This will be funny. This will be funny.
Okay. I
It's
take 1
relevant.
point of psychic damage, but just saying,
But-
he is from the actual near future
I
current
I
world.
understand this. But let me finish my sentence.
I'm gonna let you finish. I took the damage.
1 point of psychic damage as a very intrusive commercial. The static, the jingle, and everything plays through your head at that moment. Hi, how are you doing? Welcome to Fables RPG, a new team
no.
playing system.
You fucking you son of a bitch.
Got him!
You escaped it. But it just out of the blue, it comes back to you.
I take 3 sanity damage.
You are now strained out. No,
Oh no,
you're not.
my true aim.
Anyways, is there anything else you'd like to speak more together?
Perhaps we didn't come from the same plane. There was one war, at least where I remember it, that destroyed a nation entirely and created the Mornland. I think that place was called Sire.
That sounds like no land I had in my own.
It's all glass now, and there are many of Warforged that are engaging in their own little war. Not many go there.
Did you too possess nuclear armaments?
All I knew, there was a bright flash. And everything stopped. And the land became purely of glass. And only the Warforged are really able to make it there for any time. I don't understand what a nuclear armament
My
is.
God. Through no effect of the outside world or accents, he has still managed to fuck up the pronunciation. Nuclear.
Do you think the people of Eberron know what nuclear is?
And that's where we'll leave those two lovers to continue conversing from two completely different universes, practically.
Have you heard of the Fukushima nuclear power plant?
Don't tempt me. I will roll dice next time.
Oh, this isn't the other game. I have something for this.
Their brain begins splitting apart.
Pem!
Hello.
While you're going about your business and trying to take a breather throughout all this, you are able to collect yourself, and your skin crawls just beneath the surface. It's strangely a comforting sensation. You haven't forgotten. Not this part of you. It still works. They still work. It's how it should work. Yes. Just like how the mind keeps going while the body is broken and put back together as many times as needed, you feel yourself having an old craving to find out how a new acquaintance works, what makes them stop, what makes them come back. That was your job, after all. Perhaps you'll be able to do so again, even amongst this new group.
Pem gets a weird smile as Avery just tells him all he can.
Ptolemy. As you're going through your business as well, and one of the times you're sitting down or laying out on the grass or what have you, you're thinking about your book, your journal, his words. Your hand is his hand, but your fingers are too large, too small. Something important, very, very important, yet so close and so far, something you need to remember. Gone, not forgotten. You have to help him, but you can't. But you can do that other thing to help him. But you need to get back. There's work that needs to be done.
he just kind of cradles the book gingerly, that holds it tight for a moment, and just stares off into space before he once again kind of, I guess if he's on the grass, rolls over and starts opening again and starts peering over the same pages he's peered over thousands of times so far since coming, trying to remember what was so damn important in here. But he remembered it's just wrong.
Roll me that Arcana again.
Are we ready for the nat 1 of the night?
Whoosh.
Give me another 7 with a -6.
That was close.
Okay. So this time around, flipping through the pages, this thought on your mind, and about the middle, a little bit towards the beginning. No, actually, 3 pages from the middle. Your hand touches a page, and then it alights with faint color, your favorite color. And you look at this page, and it looks like a poster, an image, a nice little picture. It's on a page that should have just been words, but you recognize the feel of the magic. It's a small figure holding a wooden sword. They have a mask on. It's half smiling and half crying, with an off-kilter crown. And its title is The Pauper King of Arlok. And I will spell that out. The Pauper.
The poopery.
And what do you think of this curious discovery?
It brings a grin to his face as he kind of pores over it, tries to memorize all the lines and details before perhaps it fades away again. Tries to scribble it out on the page next to it just so, in case it goes, he won't forget it again. And then we'll proceed to try, probably with fail, but try to find similar such things in the book. I knew it. Knew it.
All right. Eontavos,
Aha!
your ruminations during this revelry, this, it's quiet. The news of home from Auralia is bittersweet, all things considered. Family as a whole lives on. Land survives. Yet the only solace that she has found in her years since you were taken has been in finding you, albeit unchanged since that day that took her from you, and you from her. Is home calling to you? But what of the plight of the Great Lord and the companions that have found themselves in similar situations, whisked away from home, from loved ones? Is it stronger, that pull to go home?
I think in this moment, Eontavos is very much dedicated to what he is doing currently. Does he want to see his homeworld again? Yes. Does he want to see his family again? Yes. But right now, he is a person who lives in the present. And in this case, he is someone who is looking on to what this adventure might become, as opposed to looking back or looking with maybe not regret or fear, but he's looking forward. And if he finds information about his homeworld more that he could follow on, for sure he will take it, but he's not actively seeking a way to necessarily return. To him, being in this moment he feels this is where he belongs.
Avery, you're able to, in between resting on a, well, it could be comfortable, it could not be, depending on the luxury that you're accustomed to. Feather pillows and quilted blankets and all this other amenities that were afforded in this place. But between that and the freely available transit between your ship and this place, you're able to, with some assistance, Mashir and Steamweld and Cindertwig, the three individuals that would have been responsible for taking apart your ship and actually had been in the process of doing so when interrupted, offered their assistance, and with the combined might of an elemental that was able to, well, weld with steam and also a little bit of fire and other things that you were able to figure out with them to augment, the ship is now... Was it the Hork?
No, I don't think we ever named anything.
Okay. Or is it the Sandcrawler?
I think the idea might come up with a sandcrawler.
Well, you're able to clean off the inscription that, in whichever language you chose to write it out in, the Sandcrawler, which is a curious name for anyone else that decides to visit Avery or the ship while he is working on it. A strange name for a ship capable of flying, but to each their own, as has been understood time and time again between all of you. You do have the black box, the recordings perhaps to go through. But otherwise, what do you think of what home is? Is home this ship? Is it the world you came from? Or is home adventure? How are you feeling about all of this?
Home was kind of both the ship, but also the world he came from. It was very unique. And, well, I mean, very adventurous in between each of the islands. So, general, just, yeah, home is the world. And being here is kind of like being with home. He's not much of a fighter. He'd very much be crawling through some island and just recording everything on it. Then fighting with this ragtag group.
And you probably find yourself sifting through the various picture records that you've taken in this short time. You even go into your cabin and Sadly, it looks like some of the collection is gone.
Oh man, can I upload pictures to the chat? Because I didn't make 2 pictures.
You should just be able to drag them into the chat.
Ah, perfect. Works. That was wrong one. Oops. There we go. I think a couple pictures of a ship he had found on an island that was mostly overgrown. Especially to the side.
I imagined you'd be willing to maybe share with everyone if they
Oh,
came
yeah.
around.
If everyone likes to see the pictures, he would give them to them.
All right. Helene. It has been a terrible experience thus far. And your thoughts are a cage. And the time that you take to try and find some resemblance of calm to collect yourself is difficult, if not impossible. How could it be with the revelations that you've learned? And as you meditate, as you attempt to center yourself, do you reach out
She's been trying to reach out ever since she found this little alcove, just trying to find some semblance of that connection.
What does your focus look like?
It's a pendant on a silver chain, bearing a blue infinity symbol.
This place of rest is quiet, nearly silent, except for the goings-ons of your companions. And the water makes its quiet babbling. Though at some point, it feels like it begins to fade away. Even that slight trickle of water, those steps out in the distance, the opening and shutting of doors. Then there's this perfect silence. You feel this weight around your neck. It pulls and pulls and pulls, and something snaps. First, you think it might be the necklace. Come to think of it, he gave it to you. At least the silver part of it. Eyes snap open, and if you chose to look down, it's still there, but something else. It's a voice, and it says, "And you, daughter of Mishakal." It's cold. Maybe slightly ominous.
So it's not the voice that I recognize.
No. If anything, it bears a tinge of Something that perhaps if you were a warrior more than a healer, you would be the partaking in the equivalent of crusades against.
Okay.
Something that probably should stay in the ground after having been slain.
Okay. Who are you?
Someone that's been asked to find and have found you.
What is it that you want with me?
Not what I want. What do you want? Lost little daughter of Michigal.
What do you care?
Care. Care. A favor. I do this for a favor that, a mutual, well, acquaintance for me, someone much closer for you.
Stop speaking in riddles. Just tell me what you're offering.
You who are lost and are searching for something lost, yes? Want to find? Apologies about riddles. Mind bound in this way. Strange works, not like in life. But I am free. He let me be.
He? Who is he?
Namesake of daughter. Yes?
He's dead. Isn't he?
Very. But she is not.
Can I roll an insight check on that last comment?
You can certainly do so. Oh my god!
Another fucking 7! What is going on? What is happening?
Rename this the Sevening or something.
Okay, you know what? I am going to use one of my charges of magical balance to turn that 7 into a 10. So the roll is actually 17.
Okay. You are trying to cut through whatever smoke that this entity is blowing, so to speak, and you actually do detect some sincerity in the fact that there's no hesitation. There's no, one might say, no thinking behind it, yet there's an earnestness to the conversation, the dialogue that it's providing.
Tell me, why is it that I am now communing with you when I was intending to speak to my lady.
Rules, not mine. Others. She wanted, but something close. I was closest because of him, and so I could look, and none would worry, none would look at me. But it's hard, difficult talking.
Are you telling me that I've been cut off from my goddess in this place?
Cut. Sniffed. No, not cut. Misplaced.
Can I not speak to her?
No. Maybe if home would help, but
Yeah, well, I'm not home, am I? So then who are you, really?
he freed me. I not sure why. Pity, mercy, kind, not sure. Still dead. But free. They didn't like that. They didn't like him for many things, but
They who?
they're not daughters. They're not sons. Clink, clink, clink. For broken bones and the shallow cuts. Tiny coins, big coins.
Are you telling me that they're the reason he's dead?
No proof.
Is she with them?
Not think so. But she learned masks. Wearing masks.
Can you tell me if she remembers me?
Almost found once. Almost. She was sitting under a tree. A nice little tree next to a bridge. There was a book. A big, big book, but big, big letters. Nice little pictures. I think she goes there every year. I only saw her once, but maybe you once is enough. Yes? Can't talk much longer. Head hurting. It's hard. The word can give. Kryn. Home. And second word. Third. Pauper King. Not know why important, but lady, your lady says these three very important for finding. But now I think can die now. Sorry, can't help more. He was good. You feel the connection beginning to drift back and forth.
Will we be able to speak again?
Oh. Last duty, last chance. She wanted help. Price. I priced. Could die. Life is not life. But she gave me power to do this. So, on life, last life, act good. Sorry, can't help more. Hope you find her. That wavering, like the twang on a string. It thrums, and it's becoming violent before it starts to, as if someone is taking a razor to it and sawing at it ever so slowly. You get the impression that the conversation is nearing a close.
Go in peace.
Snip. And the noise of the babbling brook is slowly returning.
I think that Helene would just sit there in disbelief for a few minutes, just trying to parse together everything that just happened, and then she would just sit alone and cry for a while. And that's where she would remain until sleep inevitably took her right there where she sits.
Out of curiosity, would anyone be concerned enough to attempt to go looking for Helene? She's gone for multiple hours at a time. Not that anyone's really been reporting in to anyone else, but...
She's an adult. She can make her decisions.
You know what? If Zen knew about this, he'd probably go looking. He's the compassionate sort. And he would probably drag Nahum along with him to discuss more philosophy and war.
Jeez.
And whatever
My God, the war.
Prussia, whatever this Prussia thing you're talking about, never heard a place called Prussia.
Oh, jeez, man. No, don't do this to her. Not after this.
Anyhow, perhaps we should search for this wayward person.
Looks over. Yeah. Don't think she was in the house.
She has been gone for some time.
Try using survival. Just the tracking aspect of it.
Can I activate my built-in predator vision and get advantage?
No.
Damn.
Jeez, where are the sevens now?
You will be found.
Whether you like it or not.
Do not resist is inevitable.
You are being
I cast reduce on myself to make myself tiny so I can hide under. No.
You don't know we're even looking.
Maybe I don't want to be found, okay?
Are there any animals here?
advantage. No.
From you, mental monkey.
Oh,
Oh.
wow. Okay, well.
Can't be very stealthy when you've fallen asleep. Snoring like a log.
Tactical esnorpinage action.
Oh dear.
Tactical esleepionage action.
Wait, you said advantage, didn't you?
Yes, it did.
It didn't give me the option for some weird reason.
You have to click the there's like a little plus and a minus sign next
I
to the
thought I
dice.
did. I guess I was just slightly off.
Yeah.
I'll just roll again.
Also holding down Alt. Holding down Alt when you click any dice like that will roll with advantage. Similarly,
okay.
Holding down
That's good to know.
Control will roll with disadvantage.
All right,
Well,
so
14 is mildly better.
yeah, but
It's
not
also
not enough.
multiple of 7. So we got our 7 out of all that.
Yeah, that's
Um,
true. We did.
And for the individual whose business is to find things that are missing or should not be, and for the other concerned metal man, you're able to trace her steps because Helene literally went one direction and has not returned since from it. However, with that being said, you get the impression that while she did not make the best of attempts to conceal her going, she definitely wanted to be alone. So with that in mind, you are able to find her up towards this clearing.
Perhaps she needs some space.
I think that would be the wisest decision.
We may observe from a distance.
That's
No.
creepy.
In my world, that is called creepy. Very
In my
ungentle.
world, that is called surveillance.
What kind of hellhole did you come from?
Afghanistan.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
He's bred for war.
You really
I'm gonna
think
put down
machine?
$5,000 Canadian that in 30 years we're gonna be back in Afghanistan.
Well, are you going to be manufactured in Afghanistan, or are you going to be manufactured some other place like Los Angeles?
And we're banned on Twitch.
Anthrax.
editing and post.
I mean,
I'm pressing the dump button. Beep. And now back to our regularly scheduled programming of 1 year, 1 year sessions.
my
Anyways,
mistake. I meant to say Uzbekistan.
Interesting name for a place.
There are many with the moniker of Stan.
anyways, as you both appear to think better of attempting to rouse Helene, the end of the 2-3 days, or at least on the morning of the third day, you can gather, there is one could say violent, if not expecting, but there is a gentle shaking of the ground. And a little bit of magical power can be felt coming from the direction of the invisible portal that you put your hand towards to go between floors, so to speak, for those that are magically inclined. And Adira pops out of the portal, and for anyone that is there, hello, is everyone up? Sorry to be a bother at this time, but the Great Lord, as the Satyr calls him, has returned and is about to address everyone. So make sure you're dressed, I suppose. I don't know if that matters to him, but it matters to me, actually.
We will follow your customs and put away our more salacious implements.
Appreciated, I suppose. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Are we missing? And Helene, you definitely probably would have been
Vader's
up.
stuck on a door.
Oh no!
It's happening again. Fuck!
The door's
Mortal
hitbox is bigger than the spider's hitbox.
How?
I
just made it
don't
bigger.
know. It got stuck on object collision as Ptolemy went through.
Mortal enemy of any D&D player. Door.
He's
There.
free.
The hand of God has corrected the situation.
Do not request its assistance again.
Anyways, yes, Helene, you would have definitely been, if you had not been woken up by the tremors, you would have been awake before then.
Yeah, she definitely would have wandered her way back over. She looks pretty rough.
Do you require any assistance, ma'am? You look like you have seen better days.
I think that's fair to say. But no, I don't think I need any assistance, at least not any that you would be capable of giving me. But thank you for asking.
Fuck. Never mind. You know what? No. I have something that can heal all emotional ills. It is called ale.
Thank you, but I don't imbibe.
No? Okay.
And with that, there is a rift opens in the area that everyone knows to be the entrance in and out of this place. It's just a tear that is black, and then out steps the large form of Nomenclature, otherwise known as Cole. And he looks perturbed. He walks, and he doesn't step on... He walks very close, and a foot rests behind Adira, although as it falls to the ground, she does slightly jump a little bit because, well, it's a little bit close for comfort. Right. Are you all still alive? I forgot how many there are of you. Why are there new faces? Is that a tree? No.
Ah, your great lord, it is good to see you. We come at waiting your command. These here we have rescued from the sandy pits that was called the Bazaar. I offered them respite to regain their strength in your small slice of paradise here.
Oh, wonderful. I can just start collecting more things to add to the collection of things that don't talk back or require pet sitting.
You did say you were a collector, correct? These will be great tenders to your collection, I believe. As Aurelia is here.
And she's brought her legs out of the water, and she's just still sitting. Looks up at her name being spoken. Right. I have obtained news. Whether or not it's good or bad depends, of course, on your assessment of the situation. I shall now relate. I found the world those idiot cultists were trying to pull me to. And I found where their hideout was. At least the location of it. I also tracked down some of my things, and that's what I was spending most of my time trying to find out where to get more information. And apparently you have that new ship. Those are about the facts of the situation, yes?
That seems an adequate descriptor.
He sits there and pinches the bridge of his nose, thinking. And seeing as none of you have obtained any information on how to get back to wherever it is except for you, young warrior, well, perhaps either you can try arranging to go to wherever those idiots had based themselves and look around there, provided you're able to find something interesting to bring back as well. Or perhaps you can go out on a little adventure just for little old me, for no reason at all. Not out of gratitude or some other recompense for all of this.
Are we not serving you faithfully, the great lord?
Service and that of yourselves, yes.
And what is it you require? Speak, and we shall do.
What's everyone's reactions as Eontavos is the face character for this conversation?
Let's see where this goes.
Yeah, let's see where this
Helene's
goes.
not.
Oh,
Helene's
this
not
is
really in
gonna
a
be
place to
good.
share, so
I've said my 2 cents.
I love the guidance popping.
Go get him, buddy.
I'm sorry, could you repeat what you had said? Have we not served you faithfully?
Yeah,
No.
have we not served you faithfully? Speak, and we shall do.
Hmm. There is one item of my collection that I am not able to obtain again myself. It's a place only really that mortals can go to, though there is a little bit of a problem of them both coming back as well as coming back with the thing that I wish to obtain once more.
Seems a trivial matter. Send us. We shall succeed as we have before.
oh, that kitty.
Who brought a feline in? I'm allergic! No!
Golden
No.
bee
Years
appears.
hiding out in my chest cavity.
Is it Cyrus?
It's
Archimedes?
the golden bean.
Actually, bring me that token. And,
Little kitty.
the kitty.
He doesn't like attention.
Session derailed.
Oh,
In the best
can
kind
mute.
of way. Oh, the cat doesn't like that idea. It's a very chatty cat. What kind
He
is
is.
it?
Black and white.
House cat. House cat.
No, this is a lynx. And he's a good little boy, isn't he?
Oh, so cute.
He was bat the microphone.
Oh,
What do you want, cat?
I can't with this.
Alright, I'll mute.
Shred has deafened himself.
Dan, he's that allergic to cats? Starts breaking out in hives when he hears a meow. Anyway.
Anyways. I don't suppose any of you have any idea or knowledge of the land beyond the mists. A domain most dreadful.
Oh no! The kitty does.
Land beyond the mist.
And please, if you would like to roll a history or religion check, it is a little bit difficult, and if we get all sevens, y'all don't know shit.
I'm gonna get a 13,000.
How
You said
do I
history or
only
religion?
have-
History or
777.
religion.
Alright, one of them is drastically better than the other.
Oh snap! I actually have points in intelligence. Huh.
History or
Somebody got a 2 and then it knocked it over to a nat 20, but I think it counted the 2.
Yeah, that's what it landed on.
Oh, a 19. Oh.
Alright,
Wait, how did I get
guidance. With guidance. I got a 5, guys.
Wow.
You're
I get knocked
welcome.
over?
Oh, okay.
Oh.
This is hilarious because the one person that knows what it is or would
I
know.
thought I thought I rolled higher. I got knocked over to a 2. Oh, fuck.
But you still had a 7, making it a 9.
I mean, because yeah, I have a +7. I just can't apparently roll to make that worthwhile.
Too many sevens going on.
Okay,
Fucker with my rolls. Only.
so Eontavos and Ptolemy.
Oops. That's not what I was. Why did it?
It's a incredibly vague description of a place, location, world, what have you, and nothing jostles the old brain case. For Pem and Nahum, you both recognize Zan. Land Beyond Mists, well, that's incredibly vague in and of itself, but a dreadful domain does spark in your mind a very not nice part or corner of the world. For Zen, it's for other reasons. For Pem and Nahum, it's definitely a type of plane reserved for powerful and typically infamous individuals across the multiverse. Helene and Avery, the land beyond the mists, a dreadful domain. There's only one place that you can think of, and for Helene, it's the various one of the various stories, maybe favorite, maybe not so favorite, perusing the libraries of the temple. And for Avery, it's mentioned in this old codex of some other detritus you found in a ship. Maybe it was a spelljammer that these weird other humanoids talk about. It's in a codex that you happen to skim through a little bit. It's this funny little place called Ravenloft. Difficult to get into, even more so to get out of. And Cole has just said that he lost something that is now inside of it. Maybe just a little bit of danger involved.
Oh,
Ravenloft. You lost something in Ravenloft.
What is this Ravenloft you speak of?
A funny little place that is hard to get into and even harder to get out of. Not the safest of places to be.
Certainly not a rookery for, well, corvids, yes?
I can't speak to how it got its namesake. I wasn't at the meeting.
So it's not a rookery for corvids.
I would imagine not.
Foolish name, then.
It's not so much that I've lost it, it's that it returned there. It usually goes in something like this, and he holds his hand out, and in a flash of like a small flash fire puff of smoke, he holds out something he creates out of thin air. And it's It actually looks like an oversized snifter of whiskey or brandy. Archaic term for the crystal. It's crystalline and it's looks like one of those a coal-sized container for holding booze inside of. My brain has turned to mush. I am sorry for the lack of good description. I hope that everyone kind of knows what I'm talking about.
So let me see if I have this right. You want us to go to Ravenloft to get your booze?
Yes.
Certainly, it can't be such a impressive brew that our son of iron here could not replace it.
No. Unfortunately, through whatever alchemy that he is able to use to produce his concoctions, no, this is something that is a fine delicacy. It's, something known as Ravenloft wormblood. Quite a aromatic, decadent type of... I suppose the closest thing would be wine. It is wine. It certainly is not blood. Might be made with dragon's blood, but... maybe that's why there's no dragons there. Huh. In any case, this particular article that I keep in my gallery at normal times before foolish mortals attempt to destroy worlds through botched summoning rituals. It, if outside of a proper containment, it goes back to Ravenloft. You have about 10 seconds, maybe 15, if it is brought out of said containment before it decides to vanish and go back to wherever it decides to go back to in Ravenloft. So, it shouldn't be that much of a problem for you to go there and find it and come back with it.
How exactly are we supposed to get back? It's kind
I
of...
don't know. Cut a deal?
What of our, you call them keystones? You have reached us before.
Ah, yes, but Ravenloft has its own funny little rules. You can go in, but it's usually up to a handful of individuals, including the one who technically owns Ravenloft, to let you back out again. And he does love his games.
What kind of games?
He counts.
That's enough out of you.
Derek!
You died. Roll 46. Keep lowest. Or... no, actually, yeah, keep lowest.
Keep lowest.
He might be
Guys,
What
I
kind
have
of hell is
what
this?
the fuck do I do? No,
You embrace the Derek.
Pray to the gods. All of them.
Getting a throne.
Ptolemy has something on his face. Anyways,
So we must go to this realm and retrieve a ambrosia of some sort for you. And then we are
It's
to
actually a
return on
better
our own
sort of
devices.
Wormblood ambrosia. I like it. Or Ravenloft ambrosia.
Why exactly
Ambrosia.
is it that you want this ambrosia? Is it just because it's a good year?
Well, yes.
Might we partake of it when we all return victorious?
Well,
A
if we
glorious
bring-
revel.
Well, if we bring a second one.
Excuse me, does anybody else find it odd that we are being asked to go to Ravenloft to get his booze? Why? You lost it, why don't you go get it?
I don't have to. That's what I have you for, while I go do more investigation.
Sometimes all that is needed for grand mental processes is a little bit of good booze.
He gets it.
Certainly, if the great lord is asking us for it, there is reason beyond perhaps our comprehension. I say we complete this task and return for a grand revel of, what is it? Ambrosia, worm blood.
Ravenloft, worm blood.
Yes,
That's what it was
yes.
called when I.
A nest of corvids in their wormish blood.
He is about to say something, closes his mouth, and just nods along with the Eontavos. Yep.
What he said.
Come now, daughter of man. It should be simple. We shall return shortly. And I'm sure if you have more questions for the great lord, he is willing to answer them. For he's indeed a benevolent leader.
It just seems that the more questions I ask, I get more questions in return.
The divine is often unknowable to us mortals.
You
This
just see her
decidedly less so.
and kind of twitchy. Yeah.
Oh, the dead.
Yep. Yep. Matter of fact, Zen, where's that booze?
He go gadget booze flasks out of his arm.
Hey, wait, what? I thought I rolled a 9. Did I not roll a 9? I guess it was a 6. Okay, fine. Well, okay. Helene is completely amenable to this now. Okay, yep, let's go.
Come, my companions. A great battle shall befall those of this corvid nest, and we shall return for a grand party.
I do not believe it is an actual nest of ravens.
Well, then they named it foolishly. This is why your civilization shall fall, naming things such as Ravenloft when no corvids live there. Ah,
Well,
My civilization has fallen.
Cole,
Yes.
is this worm blood? Is this something that you actually, well, does it actually belong to you?
Hmm.
Or are we going to be stealing from them?
Well, I suppose that depends on the method of your acquisition of such an item of prestige. Normally, it does return to the vintage of the owner in his castle. Whether you come in as a burglar or a supplicant, or you perhaps find one that's been spirited away to a different part of the land, well, that's up, again, to you.
So what you're saying then is, your name won't really carry any weight if we just ask for it, will it?
I will say that my hobby is much more of a personal one than something that I make public among circles that might care. And he actually looks a little bit miffed at the accusation. Or establishment of fact.
He's like his like eyes furrow a little bit, but then he kind of shakes it off. Well, I guess if you're asking it and everyone is interested, you guys up for a heist? Sounds kind of fun.
As long as we do not hurt anyone in the execution of this crime.
We shall defend ourselves valiantly, son of iron. As
Just
we have
make sure-
before.
Just make sure you don't stop too long for a bite. I kills me sometimes. And he steps through another void tear and then moves through the portal.
So I guess we're taking the child on a field trip to steal some wine.
Well, if it is what the Great Lord asks, there certainly must be a greater purpose to it.
I believe we have understood his purpose exactly. He wishes to drink of this booze.
Well, perhaps it shall convey greater insights into, well, the investigations, as you said.
Adira clears her throat. I actually do know what Ravenloft Wormblood is, and it's more of a. You can drink it. I've heard it's supposed to be very good, but it's more of a status symbol more than anything. Oh, I just remembered. There's something else that he forgot to tell you, but if everyone or someone could think of that interesting little, I heard it was a minotaur that you met with.
Ah, yes, the cow.
The one who abducted me?
Yes,
What?
we did
Yeah.
never investigate or bring him proper justice for such a heinous act as child trafficking.
Child endangerment minotaur must be dealt with to the fullest extent of the law.
That's a lot to process all at once, and I am sure a very curious story, but well, the Great Lord has added a feature to the Keystones. Well, if you think about, what was it? I don't know if it's thinking about his name or a want for a shopkeeper of some sort, then, well, I'm curious as to see what will happen, but I think it might.
I do not understand. Speak clearly, fiend.
I do have a name, you know. Given lightly. It's Adira.
Is this the name should we
But-
control you by, then?
No.
For once you know the true name of a fiend, you can bring them to their doom, yes.
It was my human name when I was still alive before I was turned into this.
Then fiend you
What
shall
did
stay.
you do?
I died?
What did you do before you died
I
to
was
render you into such a form?
I was killed by some special weapon wielded by a fiend. I don't never looked into it. I just did with what I could. And then I signed over myself to Amazon, and it's been a wonderful trip ever since. I am legally obligated to say such things.
Your
Contractual
deceit falls on deaf
obligations.
ears.
Regardless, there are only so many things that Amazon is able to provide on short notice, and as I am also attempting to take over the accounting of the Great Lord's finances after his entire treasury was dumped into the Astral Sea, I don't think that you could afford some of the nicer hot ticket items, such as enhanced weaponry or other nice magical items. However, that's why I think someone hit him, the Minotaur.
Yes, it was quite an enjoyable sensation.
Why would we want to buy from him? He carries a lot of junk goods. A lot of it was magically unstable. Oh, and he also tried to abduct me. There's that little bit.
Why? Well, for what purpose would he try abducting a human child?
He just shrugs.
Is that the sort of place that the bazaar is?
Certainly themed like it. I say he owes us at least a few items of his own volition.
Well, unfortunately, I'm not able to do the sort of summoning that would allow us to peruse his wares, but if one or two of you could... What was his name?
Gorsteniker. It seems oddly familiar.
An amoral peddler of junk and wares of unstable arcane nature.
Right, and I believe that the Great Lord said that you just have to hold your keystone and think of this Daniker, peddler of... I don't know why you would want to bring such... Anyways, it should do something good. Or at least bring him here, but if one of you could be so kind. And
Eontavos immediately raises up his keystone.
Bring the bull here. We have words with him.
As he's looking at the keystone.
there is an impression of an error message as Bull is not able to be found.
Fiend, why does your summoning not work?
Is his name Bull?
I don't remember. What was his name?
Is coarse, like horse, but wrong.
Right, then. Bring the bull whose name is like horse, but wrong.
Oy
Enough guidance in the
vey.
world to help with this.
Anyone is able to do this.
I will do it.
Join!
I will
Get
do it.
in, guys! Or I will continue
It's
to
fun to
sow
watch.
chaos.
What, you? Chaos?
Then we'll do
Never.
it. But first, if I may, a promise not to do harm to the Minotaur man.
I shall not do him harm, as long as he speaks candidly and offers us fair, well, I guess, price on his wares.
And we are agreed. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest Korstaniker of all?
Eontavos suddenly teleports to you.
Aha!
Hold by your time. Disguise self is a wonderful spell. Anyways, there's a thunderclap somewhere above. And then in front of you, or here, a jagged tear with this time with more of a blue color around it is torn in the air in front of you. Then a perturbed looking minotaur who has a shower brush mid scrub on his back and a towel
Oh,
is face is his back is to you. What?
Helene runs over to Ptolemy and just covers his eyes.
What the hell?
Ah,
Where am I? Why does my head hurt? Why does it hurt where the... Oh no.
Oh, yes.
Oh no.
hmm.
So is he here, or is he like looking through a rift in the?
Has yet to be confirmed. So chaos. Go ahead.
Oh,
He
I'm just
turns
trying to.
around.
Well, I mean, just thinking if he's that the chaos might ensue depending on what the answer is.
The tear opens. The Minotaur is there, and the tear closes.
Ptolemy, because he is just so curious, looks into his keystone and mutters his name too. Does he teleport to him, or does he just stay in place?
Oh, Jesus.
At first, you get the impression that it's not supposed to work that way. However, if you would like to force something with Arcana, you are welcome to try.
Give him
Oh,
guidance.
then
Give him
shit.
guidance.
Oh, am I getting guidance for this?
Pam, give him
Sure.
guidance.
No. Let's see how this goes.
Yay!
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I tried.
Cannot roll anything tonight. Oh, whatever. He's still gonna try it.
Oh. So in Pathfinder, there's things called critical fails and just regular fails. If you're off the mark by a certain... No, Ptolemy,
Yeah.
you say... You activate the function of this calling of an individual through the keystone as it's been set up, and there's another tear that happens about Course's midsection, and then it deposits his towel-laden lower half, so mainly the legs and waist and that abouts. And now there's just half of Course, the upper half of Course is here, the lower is over here.
Oh my god.
Still
Oh.
perfectly conjoined, but what the hell? Where'd my legs go? And as they start running into the house, well, into the wall, and then crash through the window into the house.
Oh yeah.
Zen, what was in this stuff that you gave me?
I just use the dog as the other.
We've only been here a day and already we're dropping the property value.
Young Ptolemy, was that you? Was that your magics?
I think my keystone didn't update properly.
I have no idea what that means.
They said they added a new function, and I was testing it out, and it looks like, well, there's a minor hiccup in the magic.
Oh my how was
Uh,
what is going on? Is this a bad dream? Did Mouse slip me something again? It was that mushroom, wasn't it? It was one of the. Actually, that one felt kind of. That's not the point right now. What's going on? What are
Bull,
you
be
people
silent! You've been summoned here to bring us goods that may aid our quest in serving the Great Lord.
Oh, that explains why I look like a fucking genie right now, I suppose. He's gesturing with his wash brush down at his non-existent legs. Well, I mean, I suppose it's the least I could do. What kind of... Did you have to summon me when Did you know I was bathing?
How could we possibly have known that?
I don't know. You're in the service of an Empyrean. Figured that you might be like all-powerful types of planewalkers that do things. People sing about you on wherever you're from.
This just seems the mischief that a fiend would revel in. So you have her to thank. He points to Adira.
Me? I had nothing to do with this.
Likely story.
It
Anyway,
is a
Bull,
little bit funny, but
we require... Well, what do we require? Companions, speak your needs to this peddler.
It's anything from the stuff I remember. It was all magically diseased.
what do you mean magically? Why a second. Did you get into one of my special boxes? It was
You
off
put
to
me in the
side.
box!
I did not. For the last fucking time.
Hey, Adira, are we able to summon other people with this, or is it just him?
I am not legally obligated to answer that question.
He
What
looks
about
down and sheds
morally?
Adira into the keystone.
What?
He looks down and says Adira into the keystone.
She blinks.
Yeah, worth a shot.
Perhaps I need to hit her with the keystone first.
What? What's this about hitting? Oh yeah, he just straight up slugged me in the face in order to leave an imprint of the... I still have a big old indent in my face underneath all this fur because of that.
Perfect. Fiend, hold
oh.
still!
No, thank you. I don't think that's how this works for me. I am a Amazon representative. I am abused on a constant daily basis. My boss keeps on checking up on me with sending across the plane. I have no idea how
Put
it
those
works.
damn wings away and get back here!
She starts flying away. She
Ptolemy
flies away.
said we have to hit him with the keystone in order to summon her.
She flies away and sits on top of the house.
Athletics check to jump up on top
Oh
of the house.
God, she's gonna try charming you.
Good luck, buddy.
Let's see here. It's here somewhere. Where is it?
Oh.
I get an extra 8 feet on my vertical jump.
Oh my god.
Why are you not allowing me to do this thing? Apparently, humanoid.
I'm not a
What?
humanoid.
Well,
Oh, she realizes that and is very perturbed.
okay, how about this then? Eontavos, stop it!
Stop.
Stop is the command. Nope.
But what? The fiend is resisting, isn't it in her contract to...
All I've ever done is try to help you people. Now you just want to hit me?
What do you mean, you people?
Zen. He has already been in enough.
Ooh, HR is gonna get her in trouble.
She falls over because of HR power word slay. Power word.
7 o'clock meeting.
Power word,
Power
gotta attend
word,
a racial
mandatory
sensitivity
sensitivity
meeting.
training.
Yeah, I was about to say, damn it, you stole it. So she is knees drawn up, wings around herself, and sitting on the edge of or on top of the tile roof. And the genie, temporary genie, Danaker, is looking at everyone, and he scratches his chest, still sudsed up. Right. I'm going to assume with my limited knowledge of these sorts of things that as soon as I'm done here, I get to go back to trying to wash off. I'd prefer that everyone comes in and asks me what they want. I can maybe do a couple of small enchantments. They won't last forever, but you can call them Danica's lucky. I've never been good at branding.
It shows.
Danica's Lucky Charms, sold as DLCs.
You know, I think he might be onto something. Wait. No, you're not. I have to obligate myself to refuse anything you say because you're the fucking little.
Watch your words, Bull.
You're already in one sensitivity training meeting. Don't get yourself.
Sensitivity
No.
to my fist.
No, say that.
Anyways. Right. Well, that nice little spark powder pistol you got there. Yeah, you, Hume. I forgot what your name is, but it goes boom. I can make it go boom without bullets for a little bit. Your big stick there, Satyr.
Big
got-
stick. How
got
dare
some-
you?
Residual magic on it. That might make it difficult to try and slide something temporary on it, but I can do my best. Make it be able to whack things a little bit harder. Not that. Well. Yeah. Let's see. I'd be able to make a couple of things. Of course, it'd be easier if I had a workshop. Or at least some tools. And my legs.
Eontavos just shrugs.
This doesn't seem like our problem. You have been summoned to serve the great lord, and thus you shall.
Oh, stars above and below. Oh. Alright, well, you know, does anyone have pen, paper, toolkit of some sort lying about?
He looks over at Ptolemy.
Young Ptolemy, you seem to have a book, yes?
Yes. Its pages are not for him.
What about in this structure of wood?
Motions to the house.
Or any of you, does anyone else have this parchment the peddler asks for?
I believe I do.
Wonderful.
Zen reaches into his little brewery notebook and pulls out a few pages.
Let's say peace on them.
And you in the back, you probably are a mechanically minded individual. You got any spare tools?
Is he talking to me?
No, he's
Avery.
talking to Avery.
Right. The shipwright.
I just need to borrow them for a little bit and return them the same way I find them.
No, I do not have any spare tools for you.
What about on that big old junk spell jammer of yours?
Don't you have tools back at your own shop? How did you do your job?
How did I do my job? I don't know. I don't know how I did my job. Apparently, I've lived here all my life. It's very interesting the way I could do my job by getting things with my legs across the halfway the fucking meadow.
Do you need
This
your
isn't
legs
my
to
home.
enchant things? I would think you only
No.
need your hands.
It's not the point. It's not just enchanting. It's messing around with tools, describing the runes, and also mixing together certain ingredients in order to put on the.
All of this sounds like things you would use your hands. Unless you mix ingredients with your hooves.
Eontavos,
What?
I dislike
if you were running away, would you be upset if you no longer had arms?
I wouldn't need to run away. I strive towards battle.
Crash. Two more
Unless-
windows have been massacred.
I think Cole's gonna charge you for those windows.
Nothing a little bit of mending won't fix.
Tell me,
Anyways.
Bull, if I bring you back your legs, will you cease this incessant prattling and complaining?
I could have swore I saw a little workshop on that ship of yours before I tried to scrap. What? What the hell's Michelle doing here?
She needed our assistance, and it's none of your problem. If I fetch your legs, will you shut up and help us?
I'm obligated to.
Good. And Eontavos will storm into the house. And he's going to grab the legs.
Athletics check, just for the lulz. It's not that difficult. Apparently it is.
Hey, look! Another thing of sevens! Another thing of sevens! We can't roll above us!
It takes about a minute, but you're able to wrangle the legs. How careful are you to make sure the towel stays in place?
Not at all. He grabs them by one of the ankles and is dragging them out.
Ptolemy, roll me a D100.
D100.
Oh
That's
no.
the percentage of dick and balls you see.
God.
This towel stays on.
Oh.
Flapping.
Yeah, he just drags them out by, like, a hoof and just, like, tosses them at Daniker's feet. Well, where his feet would be.
Here. Your legs.
This is very uncomfortable. Reminds me of that one time with the. Anyways, if I just, I think. Oh, I think I. All right. Oh, ow. No, not that one. Ah. He claps, and then, for those magically minded, you recognize that he just cast dispel magic on himself, and he assumes a whole form once more, though is still only armed with towel and washbrush.
Well,
Which he points,
The keystone further rises.
which he points again at Avery and Mashir. You didn't melt down all that stuff on the ship yet, did you? Before we repossessed? And she, for her credit, shakes her head no. In Avery, there is a crafting station.
You are not touching my tools.
I could help improve your spell jammer for free.
You tried to melt down and scrap my ship.
I-
You
I-
are
I-
not going near it anymore.
Not me. That was the Bazaar Association and her. I just wanted to sell it as is.
I'm sure the mimic can help you get tools, but you are not touching mine.
Well, what was this about, Mimic? Adira pipes up from up top. It's a Amazon Prime security locker mobile edition that is able to function as a portable treasure trove. And it has a lot of junk in it. Some of which was actually used to repair said ship. Sir, sure that you can maybe forage around for some tools inside of it. You might have to go inside, though. What? This just keeps getting better and better. I was about to just take a nice little shower in my nice little hovel in the District B of the bazaar. Curl up with a good book, maybe eat some steak.
It does not seem fitting for one such as yourself to be eating steak.
I'm a minotaur, not a cow.
Seems oddly cannibalistic.
Besides, I fetched your legs. You said you would cease your complaining. Now, move.
All right. But this is an interesting place. Is it? Where's the mimic?
This way.
Does
You,
anyone remember
Fiend,
what the mimics
lead the
mean?
man to his mimic. And procure him his tools so he might do his job.
Ptolemy, you remember that the name of the mimic is, what was it? Do you remember the name by yourself?
Wardrobe?
No.
Hold on.
Keyring.
Oh. I mean, Ptolemy's not going to tell him. Ptolemy is loving the chaos that's ensuing with this character.
Ptolemy also wanted to try and see if the teleport function still worked. Or if it worked on other things.
The teleport rune he traced? I thought we said it didn't.
No, the method of delivery of Minotaur.
Oh, yeah, he's just going to wait till he goes through the portal and he's going to try the keystone again.
Oh, okay. Wait, what?
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Okay, Eontavos, are you shoving him towards the portal?
Sure.
The moment he goes through the portal, Ptolemy's going to be the Chaos Gremlin and say his name again into the keystone.
Okay, this is a wonderful way to try and get to the close of the night. Let's go back to the Anchor Plaza. As you go in, or when?
No, I'm not going in. Ptolemy's staying in the hovel, and the moment the Minotaur gets pushed through the portal, he's just going to say his name again to the keystone, see if it brings him back. I'm going to see how much. Huh? I'm going to see how much we can use this summoning NPC ability. Ptolemy's a. Well, okay.
You try to force the command, and unfortunately, nothing happens.
He shrugs and just goes with everyone else.
Oh, that's pretty. Oh, that's one of them new dimensional anchors. I've always wanted one.
Enough gawking. To work,
Wonder
bull.
Oh, no, hold on a second. I'm looking at it. Big, bright, shiny crystal. Don't give me that look. I'm not complaining.
You're also stalling.
Well, no, it's an impressive artifice.
That's wonderful. Admire it while you are working.
Is that a mimic then? The big... Oh, good gods. Yes, it is. It has lots of eyes.
And many teeth as well.
Does she say I have to maybe go inside? Oh, well. find some tools and some clothes. All right, ugly, open up. And Keyring is actually a little bit hesitant, but doesn't have much room to argue, as Course just cracks his knuckles and then forces open the mouth, steps inside, and there is a lot of rumbling and shaking and rocking inside before it stills. So he is now inside the mimic.
Oh.
10 minutes go by, and you think that maybe he's been digested. No, unfortunately. He steps out with some basic leather armor, a blacksmith's tools, and covered in foul-smelling ichor. Keyring quivers and, like a small dog, whimpers and runs away. Right, well, let's get down to business then, shall we? And I do believe that is where we can end the session. However, in the intervening time between now and next session, I will explain to you what sort of infusions / enchantments of temporary nature or item creations you can be granted for this upcoming foray into the search for Ravenloft Wormblood.